sometimes when you're passionate about something, you become very pleasant. And that was something that I realized, that the only priority is myself and my family, and then you expand. But first is your health and your wellness. And from that point, I started not to be that pleasant
Yes.
anymore. Sometimes you are, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when you're living only on the outside, then when you get that kind of punches of life, it hurts. It hurts tons. And if we are giving this message, don't wait to live this, to prioritize yourself.
Welcome to Radiant Mom Rising. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and uplifted. I'm your host, Mary Dibble, and in each episode, we dive into amazing stories, insights, and conversations that help moms like you chase your dreams and embrace your worth. Let's rise and shine together. Hey there, future podcasters. Have you been dreaming of starting your own podcast but keep hitting roadblocks with the technical side of things? I know the feeling. Figuring out equipment, editing, hosting, it can feel so overwhelming, right? But guess what? It doesn't have to be that way. I'm Mary Dibble, host of the Radiant Mom Rising podcast, and I want to help you get your voice out there without all the tech stress. I'm now offering exclusive one-on-one coaching for anyone ready to finally start their podcast. Together, we'll go step by step through everything from setting up your equipment to recording and editing your episodes to getting your show out there for the world to hear. I'll teach you all the secrets I've learned along the way so you can skip the frustration and focus on sharing your message. Here's the best part. I've got limited spots available and I'm offering a special for a short time only. So if you've been on the fence, now's your chance to make it happen. But that's not all. If you're not quite ready to dive into coaching yet, I've got a free gift for you. My Podcaster Starter Cheat Sheet. It's packed with the essentials you need to start your podcasting journey today. The links are in the show notes. Grab it while you can. Don't let tech hold you back any longer. Sign up now and let's get your podcast launched. Welcome back to another episode of Radiant Mom Rising. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to share something that could truly change your life: the Mom Biz Mastery course and community. If you've ever dreamed of starting your own business, or if you're in the thick of it, juggling everything while trying to make your dream work, this course is here to support you. Being a mom and an entrepreneur is tough. Between school drop-offs, endless to-do lists, and barely finding time for yourself, it can feel like you're drowning in responsibilities. The exhaustion, the doubts, the feeling like you're constantly choosing between your family and your dreams, it's real and it's overwhelming. But here's the thing, you don't have to navigate it alone. I created Mom Biz Mastery to help moms like you carve out time for yourself so you can focus on what really matters, building a business that lights you up without sacrificing your well-being or your time with your family. This course is filled with actionable strategies, real life insights, and tools that are designed to fit your life as it is, not as someone else thinks it should be. Whether you're still figuring out your passion or you're ready to take your business to the next level, this course is your guide every step of the way. And the best part, you'll be part of a community of like-minded moms who understand the challenges you face, offering support, coaching, and connections that truly fit into your busy life. If you're to turn your dreams into reality, click the link in the show notes to learn more or reach out for a free consultation. We can chat, get to know each other, and see if this is the right fit for you. I can't wait to support you on this journey. You deserve this. In today's episode, we're talking about something that we all face at some point. Those unexpected moments in life that throws us off course. But what if I told you that these moments could be the very thing that guides you towards your true purpose? In this episode, I'm joined with the incredible Alejandra Aragones, who shares her personal story of how she turned life's surprises into opportunities for growth and how you can do the same. Whether you're in the middle of a major transition or just feeling a little lost, this episode is packed with insights that will help you turn your passion into your purpose. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's dive in. Thank you, Alejandra, for joining us on Radiant Mom Rising podcast today. We're so excited to have you. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you, Marie, for inviting me. I'm super excited of being here too, and very excited to know that we share path, and that we can help and support and change lives. That's what we're doing here.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We've already had a great conversation, and I'm excited to get rolling in this conversation with you all listeners out there. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do. And then from there, just also tell us a little bit about your story and what you've been through in life that led you to do what you do today.
Okay, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna combine the conversation. I'm a physics engineer, and I'm very passionate of math and physics, but my real passion was dancing. So when I finished my career, I decided to become to open a dance studio. And my parents, like I was telling you, my parents were like, "What? Are you gonna what? What are you talking about? You studied 4 years, and now you're what?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's my passion."
Yeah, I
Actually,
love it.
to do what I love. So I started my dance studio, and thanks to it, I kind of shifted a little bit my career because I was really impressed at the levels of stress of my students. I was really impressed with how much they were in this dieting mode. I want to have a diet. I want to be thin. I want to be. And the real mission of the studio was just taking care of your body. I mean, in Mexico, it's more like a hobby, dancing. So for me, it was very important to empower the girls so they were confident, strong. They loved themselves, and that was my priority. One of the things that truly led me, I became a coach, a health coach. I studied master in nutrition during my years of having the studio. Then I became a health coach because I do not believe in dieting. I believe in eating whole foods and nourishing your body with amazing things we have from nature. So I became a health coach, and still there was something missing for me. And I started studying mindfulness, neuroscience, neurodance on the HEMP CBD, which has a great impact mentally, physically, and but it all became it started thanks to the studio, and because it was for me very impressive having two students who were at the hospital. What one was 6 years old and one was 20 years old, 22, and that was because of stress. And another thing that really impressed me was that they were struggling with diseases like Hashimoto, PCOS, endometriosis. It was like, I mean, I was like, they're so young to live that kind of stuff. They should be happy enjoying life. Why are they struggling with that? And that's when I shifted more into the mental aspect of the coaching. So of course, then the pandemic hit, and it was like a project starting the coaching, and the pandemic hit, and it was a very tough time. I'm mom of two, and just I'm gonna share a little bit of my struggle here, also because before the pandemic, I was pregnant of my second one. Having my first one was amazing. He enjoyed the dance studio too much, but at the end, at some point, it was more like a struggle. I was like, my passion is becoming a struggle. Why? Because the teachers are not committed and they get late or they don't arrive to their classes. I have to go later and I have a little one, or the moms use me like a psychologist, and I was like, I have to go. I have to feed a little one, a baby one. I have to go and sleep him, you know? So,
Yes.
and it was so time demanding that I was like struggling, and I bet a lot of moms do it with being a mom and also struggling with your passion. It's my passion. What's going on? It's my passion. And then the pandemic hit. Boom. And suddenly it was passing from a rushing mode to a slow motion. And thank God I had the mindfulness tools to deal with it. But that's when I realized that I didn't like to have the studio. And and I got into this mindset that you can transform in time, and you have priorities that change in time. You know, I was pregnant. The second one, it was a tough time also dealing with the pandemic, being pregnant. As a business owner, of course, it was a mess. My husband is a business owner. It was a mess for him too. It was a lot of stress, and that's where all the tools were like, okay, I have to use them. At the end of 2020, that's when I started with the hemp CBD, because of course there's no tool that that helps when you have that kind of stress for so a long period of time. So you need an extra punch. And that's when I literally started my coaching in mental health, which is I help busy moms who struggle with stress, basically. And and why? Because I was there, and I guess as coaches we kind of align with what we struggle. And but it's been a beautiful journey to find that inner calm and to and one of the message I really want to share here is that we're dynamic human beings. We're not static and we can transform in time, and you have to be open to that, and you have to be open to living a different life and understanding your priorities of the moment. My priorities were are my kids right
Yes.
now, and basically what I do is around them and creating a better world. Why stress? Because today, as we were talking earlier, today is the most intolerant times I've lived in my life. People is angry, people is mad, people is intolerant, impatient, negative, and to be honest, that's not something I want for my kids. And it has to start with me to show my kids to be better persons and then to share it with the world. We have a mission here which is changing lives, right?
Absolutely, it is. And it's courageous of those of us who are doing that and trying to bring the positivity away from all the negativity that's going on and helping our children because it's hard. They're going to get exposed to this, whether we like it or not. So the best that we can do as their parents is be the example, is really lead and show them the endless possibilities that can happen for their lives, first of all, but also just to be strong in who they are and confident so that they go out there and make their own decisions in the end and are not influenced by all that crap, you know?
Exactly, exactly. And that's very beautiful because it's about being connected with yourself, with your values, with your goals, with your priorities. And at the end, also, because we all can do it, also bring something to the world. We all have a mission here in this planet. So when you are connected and not living only on the outside, you can have that inner gift, inner light, spreading it to the world, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And it's so great because I love your story. It shows the growth of us as women. Like, it's like there's so many people that I meet that almost feel weirded out or bad because they want to shift in their business. They want to change things. And I think that that's something that we need to recognize that you're going to. It's part of it because the more you learn, the more you gain, the different experiences you have, the more you'll figure out, oh shoot, I actually like this, or I'm more helpful with this, or this serves me in the lifestyle that I want. And that's why people become successful is because they don't resist that. Instead, they embrace that and create amazing programs, amazing opportunities, amazing offers, and just endless stuff. And I love it. And you're a prime example. And it's funny because I almost feel like the pandemic saved you in a way from that dance studio because you almost had that obligation almost feeling because it was your business. You had to show up and at that point in your life, maybe you weren't having the healthy boundaries in line yet, because that's easy to do it because I'm like you. I was a people pleaser and it's my passion to help others. And so it's easy to get caught up in like overdoing it because we want to make sure that they're good and that they're taken care of. But you don't realize like your child's kind of getting neglected here or your family's kind of getting neglected here. And at the end of the day, it's like, is that how you really want to run a business? Is that how you really want your life to go? So it's great to see your growth and how you were able to shift from things and get over the obstacles that happened to you along the way. I just think that's incredible.
And I think one of the messages we can share here is that in every struggle, in every pain, it's a normal part of the life, and embrace it because there's so much growth, so much transformation, so much expansion. And when we talk about positivity, it's not about being smiling all day and happy all day and then no, of course happiness comes with a lot of struggle, with a lot of sadness, with a lot of melancholy, with a lot of madness
Hard,
sometimes.
yeah, exactly. Hard work.
Romance,
Yeah.
romance. But when you know how to embrace them and handle them, then and you embrace the fact that there is a growth, the expansion, then it's very transformative.
It truly is. And this is why I'm on this journey myself because I wanted that for my own life. I wanted it for my kids. And in the end, I just fell in love so much. And I'm like, I got to share. I feel like it's a disservice for me not to share what I've learned and how I've grown because it changed me in so many ways where I allowed the stress to overwhelm me. I allowed it to change me or hurt my relationships in the past because I didn't know anything else. I didn't have the tools and the strategies that I do now to see the challenges and decide to look at it differently or to learn from it and move forward in it in the positive way that I can today. Because, like you say, it's going to happen whether we like it or not. Life is unpredictable. And I think that's what stresses us out is the uncertainty of it all. It's like when things are happening and it feels like crap, it doesn't look good. It is easy to get stressed out because you don't know what the end result's going to be. You don't know what's on the other side of that yet. So, of course, it's so easy to get caught up in that and to get so stressed out. And so when you have these tools and strategies, when you have the support and the great community of supportive people to help you through those times, it's so much better because at the end of the day, the end result a lot of times is way better than you could ever imagine. I
Absolutely.
wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think one of the things that that people should know is that our brain works to sabotage us. And that's and listen to me, and this is gonna change your mind a lot because you're gonna say, "What? Are you kidding me?" Be grateful for it. And you're gonna say, "What? Why are you telling me to be grateful when my mind is sabotaging me?" Because that's a survival response we have naturally, and that's awesome. And our brain is how it works is that goes to the past, and according to experiences, memories you have, it will it will make you be futuristic about a situation, and if it faces if the mind sees a danger out there, like, okay, that might be dangerous because that's similar to something you experienced in the past or a message you were told, then you don't have to go there. You don't have to go there. And that's amazing. We have to be grateful for that response, but we also need to quiet that mind. We need
Mhm.
to learn to say, hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much for protecting me. Thank you very much for not wanting me to be in danger. Right now, I have the control of my life. And this is what we are doing. And we are facing uncertainty.
Oh, yes.
We are discovering something big out there. But it's not fighting with yourself, it's embracing the gifts we have.
Yeah, it's like having that compassion that you understand that, because that is the part of the subconscious mind. It thinks it's protecting you. It thinks it's there to help you. And unfortunately, there's so much through our childhood that a lot of us don't even know has been conditioned and programmed in us from things when we were toddlers even. So it's like there's a lot of things that you're unaware of and that's what you need to work on uncovering, but also loving it and being compassionate about it and understanding that it's all part of who you are today. So you're an amazing person, and you have the ability and the decision to be who you want to be. There's so many people I see who just live in this mentality that their life has been so bad or it sucks so bad that they're just going to be awful people. Like they're just going to be bitter and angry. And I'm like, no, like you have the decision, you have the right, the abilities to be like, no, I want to be successful. I want to be wealthy. I want to be happy. I want to be the best version of me. And
Mhm.
just making that decision alone is gonna open doors of opportunity, and then it's up to you to walk through those because it's always there. It's always waiting for you. It's just a matter of allowing yourself to be open to seeing it and then receiving it and taking those actions towards what you want because I know I could have easily turned out to be a horrible person from my past, but I decided, no, that's not who I want to be. That's not who I am. I'm gonna choose who I am gonna be. And I became her. And I'm working all the time to become more and more of a better version of her because I believe in my success. I believe that we deserve to want more, to be more, and love who we are along the way, all the good and bad.
Yes. I counted the times you said decision, and I loved it because it's a decision what we do with our lives. And something you mentioned when we met is I deserve more. You mentioned that after you were struggling at the work you were at, and you figured out that you deserve more. And like you say, it's a decision making a difference in your life. It's a decision. It's I decide something different right now for my life. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And tell us about your experience a little bit more too as a mom who has been an entrepreneur. Like, what's that been like handling and juggling it all with having children?
Okay, I have to say motherhood has changed totally my life. They are my best teachers ever. And it's the best gift we can have as a woman. But of course, it comes with, like I said, a lot of pain to be where you are right now. So when I had my first baby, I have to say it was a real struggle for me because even though he was marvelous, I loved him. I was like,
Yeah.
what? But with my life, I felt so disconnected. I was like this free soul that I did everything I wanted. I was rushing all day. And I was in that mistake of being busy all the time and being that entrepreneur who is all the time running. And that's super cool. And I don't sleep. And ha ha ha, which was awful, by the way.
Yeah.
But when I had a C-section with him, and for me, being in rest for a month and a half, and the first 2 weeks, I was told I could not go downstairs. So it was like, what? Are you gonna keep me in my room for 2 weeks without going down? You have to be kidding me. So I was this control freak trying to everything at the studio all the time, calling all the time. And I was like, we really felt you didn't trust us. That's not cool. You're supposed to be resting and you're supposed not to be bothering us, and you're bothering us. So it was a really
What a
different situation, a challenging situation. Obviously, every relationship changes, and I wish my friends had told me you have to go to a psychologist and you have to prepare your mind and you have to prepare as a couple for it, because it really changes the dynamic very much. So that was one of my biggest struggles. Fortunately, that was a time where when I was studying mindfulness, I finished a couple of months after my son was born the coaching, and then I entered into the mindfulness certification. And when I was studying it, of course, it changed a lot of my mindset, and I started embracing different paces in life. And I realized that I needed to find a balance in my. It's you can be an entrepreneur and you can be successful, and you can be a mom too. So that's what I've been balancing through the years. Sometimes I am more of an entrepreneur. Sometimes I am mom of a mom, but you can find gray areas. I was black or white, you know. I was, super structured and learning to plan with flexibility. A lot of things have changed in my life, but I think the most challenging has been being a mother and also a pandemic.
Yeah.
One of the toughest situations because I was working with my psychologist the closure of the dance studio during the pandemic because I don't know if this is what I want. It's taking too much of my time. But anyway, during the pandemic, when it was the second peak in Mexico, a lot of people was dying, and where I live. There's a bridge that takes to a hospital. There's a near hospital here, so I was hearing ambulances every 15 minutes.
Wow.
Wee, wee. And of course, you've heard of the mother, blah blah blah, and the uncle, and who died, and a lot of deaths.
Yeah.
We lived a lot of deaths, and it was a challenge if I was gonna open the studio or not. And when I said to people, I'm gonna open, it was maybe in December, the 1st of December. I'm gonna open in January.
Hey there, aspiring entrepreneurs. Ready to turn your free time into a flourishing digital marketing business? Introducing Lipo Max, your comprehensive all-in-one package for launching a successful venture. With Lipo Max, you'll get access to over 200 in-depth, beginner-friendly training videos tailored to your needs. Plus, enjoy lifetime access with continuous course updates, weekly training calls, and ongoing community support. All without any monthly fees or extra charges. And the best part? You'll benefit from a high-demand digital product, the course, expertly crafted and ready for immediate sale. Yes, that means you earn 100% profit on every sale. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to transform your free time into a profitable business. Join LipoMax today and watch your dreams take flight. Click on the link in the show note today to learn more.
We're gonna go back into classes, and they were all super excited, super happy, and super passionate of going back to the studio. And when I was seeing that people was dying, I decided not to go back to the studio. For me, it was very impressive, and I was like, I cannot live with that in my conscience. If somebody dies, getting COVID, I cannot live with that. So my decision was to, and of course, I had my teachers, and some of them have parents with who were at risk
Yeah.
of getting COVID and dying. So I was like, no, 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 we're not gonna go back. And one of the hardest things of my life was getting no reply from people. Didn't get a reply. Only the ones that stayed at online classes. But the ones that were willing to go back, nobody answered the message. And it was like, a punch to my face. And I was like, I'm giving all my effort and energy for people who does not care about you. And they don't have to. They have their problems, you know. They are living a situation where they have to be at school all the time on Zoom. Kids don't want to be on Zoom anymore. And I get it, but it was I was giving so much. I was in debt for my teachers. I was in a lot of stress because I was in debt because I had to pay my teachers because I was struggling with getting back or not getting back, and that was one of the biggest punches in my life. And that's when I say, I like you say, sometimes when you're passionate about something, you become very pleasant. And that was something that I realized that the only priority is myself and my family. And then you expand, you know, but first is your health and your wellness. And from that point, I started not to be that pleasant anymore.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you are, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when you're living only on the outside, then when you get that kind of punches of life, it hurts. It hurts tons. And if we are giving this message, don't wait to live this, to prioritize yourself. If that's a message I have to share about the situations, don't wait. You're a priority and you have to take care of yourself. And if you're healthy, if you are happy, if you are well, then you can be happy with your family. You can take care of your kids. You can take care of a business in a good, insanely way, and have better relationships with your husband, with your friends, with your family. So prioritize yourself.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so, I mean, truly, you're speaking such powerful messages right now that so many people, I hope, really listen and take in and implement. It's what I'm all about as well, because through my journey as well as an entrepreneur and a mom, like I see so much as far as someone in my position could have easily been like, I got way too much on my plate to even try this. And I even in the beginning went through programs that pressured me into feeling like I have to do this, this and that, this and that right now, or else I'm not going to be successful, or I don't care about my business, or I don't really care about this, that. And I had to get to the point, I got to a point where I was sacrificing my time with my family in order to feel like I had to show up for this because I invested all this money and I got to make this work. And so it's like the one thing I didn't realize was that the energy that I was bringing to the table was one of desperation, was one of forcefulness. It was like I had to make this work because of what I invested, or because I needed to support my family and make it worth my sacrifice of my family time. And once I really realized that and realized that this is why it's not working, because I'm doing all the things and nothing's happening. And it's because I wasn't really being true to myself. I was not prioritizing. My whole reason why for all this was to change things for me and my family while also serving people in a way that I love, that's important. And I was getting away from all that and feeling more of like this sleazy, salesy person and sleazy just person overall of like, I'm not building relationships. I'm not, I'm not being true to my family and taking my time for them. So I love that I have was able to shift from that into somebody who was able to do it all in a way that didn't make me feel overwhelmed anymore. I was like, I'm going to do certain things and take baby steps along the way. And I'm not going to compare myself to anybody else's path. Like their path is their path. If they get there sooner, that's wonderful, because that's just more evidence that it's possible. But mine might take a little longer, and that's okay, because when I do show up for my clients, like I'm going to make sure that I show up in the absolute best way that they deserve, because I'll be dang if people pay me money and I do not give them results. It's like, that's not good. That is not how I want to run a business. And I don't want to run a business that, also
takes me away from my family, because isn't the whole point of this all is to have that good balance where we get that flexibility, where we get to enjoy that and get to have the success at the same time. So that's something that's been a huge impact in the difference in where I was in the beginning stages to the other stages. And that's what I work to share in my programs and with people that I work with, is there is a way to do, like you say, there is a way to have that great balance of getting things done without having that pressure that it has to like happen now. Because it's going to happen sooner than you think, right? As long as you just show up.
Exactly. And you said something wonderful. We're so used to getting everything so fast these days and that's something I talk with my kids all the time, is you have to learn to be patient. Things are not immediate, especially building a business, being a mom is being super patient, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of things we do, they need patience.
Yes.
Patience.
Yes.
Lots of patience. And yeah, desperation is not a good friend.
No, it's not. And honestly, for somebody who was impatient like all my life, it was the greatest lesson. And it's been nice to shift from that and actually know what it means to have patience and trust. Trust in yourself too is another thing. I did not trust in myself. I felt that imposter syndrome. I was like, who's going to take someone like me seriously? Who's going to want to show up for myself? I mean, that all of that alone hindered me from really attracting the right people for me and even taking action to do something like a podcast. Like, so it was so great to get to that point of really implementing the things that I learned and allowing myself to go out there and fail. And you know what I mean? And just try things. I mean, I had times where I did stuff in zero crickets. I mean, and you hear that. That's part of it because people don't know you yet. They can't trust you yet. Then this is what it's all about, is being real. And it is hard, because we live in a world where people do want that instant satisfaction and that instant overnight success or money. And then there's people out there who are falsely promising that it's possible. And it's not that it's not, but you just have to be careful and understand that sometimes it happens for other people. And just because it doesn't happen for you doesn't mean you're a failure. Doesn't mean that that it's not going to happen for you. It just may need to take you a little longer. And my hope is to always support those people, because I don't want people to give up on themselves. I just don't, because life is too short, to miss out on the amazingness.
Totally, totally, totally. I love that we are very aligned and that you have this space to create a community. We were talking about communities earlier, and it's so much needed these days. Communities of support, not communities of hearing how the hurt people is hurting others, you know?
Yes, yes, or in that competition.
We need spaces where we hold hands, and if somebody falls, we lift them.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's truly what my mission is, and I'm excited. So I love this. Like, and you know what's so cool is like this, like me and you, our meeting here today came from a comment on a post. And it's like, this is why you engage people. This is why you put yourself out there and get to know as many people as possible. There's so many good people out there who are genuine, who really want to be there for you. You can make such great friendships. It's just so neat to see how, like, just something as easy as a little comment can lead to, like, now we're connecting. Now I know who you are and we're getting to know each other, and who knows where this is going to take us. Like, I love that so much. And I think that it's so important for us to just do what we can when we can.
That's being selective on social media. Social media can be amazing for meeting great, great people and making great friendships. I built some of the best friends I have right now
Yeah.
are built from social media. So yeah, be open to it. And yeah, I know for a business it can be a pain for social media, but you're gonna get there. And yeah, build a tribe.
Yes, yeah. So as an entrepreneur and a mom too, what's a piece of advice when it comes to something that's worked for you that you've seen along your business and building it and growing it, that you would share with somebody about that?
Being patient, being consistent, and have clarity on your values and your priorities. Right now, my kids are little; they are still very connected to me, and I know I cannot take hundreds of clients. I can have three, I can have five. Maybe I am not growing at the pace I would like, but I am enjoying seeing them grow. That's my priority right now. It might not be someone else's, but what I want to say is patience, consistency, connected to your values, connected to your priorities, and stick to it. Stick to it. Living from the inside out, not the outside.
Oh,
That would be my advice.
oh, beautiful, beautiful advice. And may I ask, how old are your kids?
Oh, they are almost 4 and almost 7.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And I heard you say, so are they both boys?
No, it's boy and girl.
And the girl. Oh, I love it. I love it. I have a 2-year-old son, a 4-year-old daughter, and a 15-year-old son. So
Before you was pandemic, the pandemic, the
so
pandemic.
yes, yes, yes. Well, the 2-year-olds, especially like when I was in the hospital with him and giving birth, it was a time that nobody was still allowed to visit. So it was just me and my husband. But luckily they didn't make us wear the mask because I was like, I'll be dang if I wear a mask when I'm giving birth to a baby.
I remember when my girl was born, she was wearing them like the
Mhm.
how you call them.
Oh, the shields, like the medical. Yeah.
And when I saw that picture, I was like, that's so funny.
Yes. But thankfully, it was a horrible time, and I know we lost so many people over it. And thankfully now, natural immunity alone is so powerful, and it's going its course and it's changing. And it's nice to see that people are able to get out and interact. And what I hate the most that I saw that affected the pandemic affected is small businesses. It almost felt like there was this attack on small businesses, like, oh, big corporations are essential and okay, but the small businesses, they got a really big hit. And I do hate that for so many people. But it also, I've noticed because of it, so many people learned about how to build their businesses online and were able to utilize it. So it's so cool to see how something that is devastating and meant to almost destroy the economy, it flourished in the end. We showed up, people showed up and they found their way, they navigated. So if people can do that through a pandemic, imagine what you can do just by taking little action steps, like you say, being patient, being consistent, being true to your values. Man, I mean, this is why I say get started now. Like, don't wait till your kids get older. Don't wait until that website's perfect, or don't wait for the perfect moment or when you feel like you're ready. Like, do it messy, get out there, because the sooner you start, the sooner you're gonna get to that successful life and that successful business that you've been dreaming of. Point blank. You ain't gonna get there any sooner if you don't start now.
Totally agree. Totally, totally.
Yes. And so, if anyone listening, tell us a little bit about where they can find you, about your business, and how you help your clients today.
Okay, about my business. Basically, what I realized after having some patients, it's that 6 sessions is more than enough. Then, if you want to have follow up, a monthly follow up, it's perfect. We can do that sessions every 15 days or 3 weeks. That's like the perfect timing, especially for something how I work. Basically, my starting point it's getting in touch with your emotions, understanding how they affect your lifestyle decisions, and from there we have a starting point to make a plan. It can be on nutrition, it can be on sleep, it can be on a time management or stress management, whatever it is. Every person is unique, and from there we can have a starting point to plan goals according to your needs, to your health needs. So
Awesome.
most my clients work on sleep, work on stress, work on having like a plan B when you are on a stressful situation, on your lifestyle, like eating. We plan a lot, scheduling and time management. I'm very good at it.
Awesome.
and,
I bet you.
and showing them how to be flexible. And that's amazing. I love it. I love it. I cannot say specifically one thing because again every person is unique and the needs are unique, and part of being a coach is adapting to each person because we are coaching them, not ourselves. So this is how I work. They can find me on my website, which is alearagones.com, or my Instagram, am health coach, and I have other social media, but that way it's easier for you because my name, I know it's not very friendly.
Oh, you're okay. Just share with me all your links and I'll make sure to put it in the show notes so they can just easily click on it and go follow you. Go find you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But no, this has been so awesome. And it's like, again, I just love this. Like, I love this is why I'm so excited that I made the decision. all that time ago to go on this journey and do what I'm doing because I get to meet incredible women like you. And I can't thank you enough for being part of this journey with me and being willing to get to know me. I mean, like, being willing to engage and to just talk and share all of this because it is so nice for some people listening to see that they're not alone and that, it's part of the process, it's part of the journey but you got this. You got this. You got to do it. You can make anything happen that you want to make happen. You just got to believe it. You really got to work to believe it and then just take inspired action towards it. And this is why we help those. Like you say, we show up where you are and we help you to take that inspired action and do it.
I want to thank you for this space, and not only I'm grateful for it, but I really appreciate you create a community that supports people, and like you say, they do not feel alone. And something I didn't mention, if you want to grab a free consultation to get to meet me and we can talk deeper, they can grab it at the website, which is also very helpful. And again, Mary, you're amazing for saying yes to becoming a life coach and then let's do a podcast. And that's great. That's a great way of sharing and spreading the knowledge. And that's very unselfish of you.
Oh,
Right.
you're so sweet. And thank you so much again for being part of my podcast and just for doing all that you do as well to support those who you work with and just being the incredible mom that you are and being so true to your values and living by example. I love that you're leading by example, you're living it, you're enjoying your life, you're letting it be, and you're incredible and I can't wait to see where it takes you.
Well, let's hope it takes us to meet in person.
I know. It's so cool. I know. I can't wait. Eventually, that's one of my long-term goals is I want to host some retreats around the world. Like that's going to happen eventually. This is just me claiming it and declaring it right now. One of these days, I'm going to have some of these because I have so many women around the world that I have met that I'm like, I want to meet you in person.
That's it. And you're welcome to visit Mexico anytime you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Will you enjoy the rest of your day? And again, thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed Alejandra as much as I did. Here are the key takeaways from today's episode. You have the right to pursue what truly excites you, even if it seems unconventional. Don't let others' expectations dictate your path. Your passion is what will drive you to create something meaningful and impactful in your life. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of work and helping others, but remember that your health and well-being must come first. Without taking care of yourself, you can't effectively care for others or succeed in your endeavors. Life is dynamic and your priorities will change over time. Be open to evolving and transforming as you learn more about yourself and your needs. It's okay to shift your business or personal life to better align with who you are now. Your brain is wired to protect you, often by triggering fear and self-doubt. Acknowledge this response, but don't let it hold you back. Embrace the unknown and focus on the opportunities that lie ahead. As a mom and entrepreneur, you can find a balance that allows you to succeed in both roles. This might mean letting go of rigid structures and learning to plan with flexibility. You don't have to choose between your passions and your family. You can make space for both. Every struggle is an opportunity for growth. Embrace the pain and challenges as part of your journey. They will help you become stronger and more resilient, ultimately leading you to greater success. As a parent, your actions and mindset greatly influence your children. By managing stress and living authentically, you teach them to be confident, resilient, and true to themselves, setting them up for success in their life. It's easy to overextend yourself when you're passionate about helping others, but it's essential to set boundaries. Your time and energy are valuable, and you need to protect them to maintain your well-being and effectiveness. Surround yourself with a supportive community that understands and shares your goals. Together, you can navigate the challenges of life and business more effectively, lifting each other up in the process. Have the power to decide how you respond to life's challenges. Choose to be successful, happy, and the best version of yourself. Your past doesn't define you. Your decisions and actions do. If you want to learn more about Alejandra, be sure to click on her links in the show notes to get connected with her today. We would greatly appreciate it if you would share this episode with someone you know could benefit from tuning in, as well as leave us a 5-star rating and let us know what takeaway did you get from tuning in. If you need any support in your journey, as a life coach, I am here to help you. Visit me at marydibblecoaching.com to learn more. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time, much love. Hey there, future podcasters. Have you been dreaming of starting your own podcast but keep hitting roadblocks with the technical side of things? I know the feeling. Figuring out equipment, editing, hosting, it can feel so overwhelming, right? But guess what? It doesn't have to be that way. I'm Mary Dibble, host of the Radiant Mom Rising podcast, and I want to help you get your voice out there without all the tech stress. I'm now offering exclusive one-on-one coaching for anyone ready to finally start their podcast. Together, we'll go step by step through everything from setting up your equipment to recording and editing your episodes to getting your show out there for the world to hear. I'll teach you all the secrets I've learned along the way so you can skip the frustration and focus on sharing your message. Here's the best part. I've got limited spots available and I'm offering a special for a short time only. So if you've been on the fence, now's your chance to make it happen. But that's not all. If you're not quite ready to dive into coaching yet, I've got a free gift for you. My Podcaster Starter Cheat Sheet. It's packed with the essentials you need to start your podcasting journey today. The links are in the show notes. Grab it while you can. Don't let tech hold you back any longer. Sign up now and let's get your podcast launched.